Stephen A. Smith himself on the #1 sports show, First Take, ESPN's First Take.
Mm-hmm.
Officially this morning, Mr. Shannon Sharpe, and I quote, officially this morning, Mr. Shannon Sharpe will be joining the crew. He will debut Monday, September 4th, and will be on here every Monday and Tuesday with yours truly. It's official. The deal is done.
Okay.
Let's get to it. One of the biggest, the fastest rise to fame over the last decade.
I agree.
Hall of Fame tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So good at his job, a lot of people don't even know he played football.
I agree. A lot of people didn't know that he played football. Everybody was like, "Oh man, Shannon Sharpe did what?" Yeah, I've heard.
So you can say whatever you be talking about, the football players, you can't say nothing.
You can't ever dispute. Yeah,
you don't got that type of career. You don't got that type of career to speak on his name like that.
Correct.
Rose to fame did a lot of his own leg work. Twitter heavy, YouTube clips, Instagram. Then I want to say his first episode of his podcast was maybe two or 3 years ago. Got to 1 million subscribers really quick. Really quick. Up to the point, the leverage he had, he got to take it with him, kept the ownership. He can take that brand, that show anywhere.
He can.
He's not stuck with a specific network. He owned that.
And the leverage that he had to gain, the people that he was able to get with it.
That audience, he's getting 1 million views. He ain't sticking with just sports stars. Chris Tucker, Ice Cube, Steve Harvey, even Housewives Candy. Everybody been on the show. You know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders. So, yeah, you talking about a dominant force in this media game.
He's one of them.
Dominant force. This like when who Dr. Dre seen 50 Cent coming up. He said, you know what? I need to join forces with him. I need to join forces with him, and we see. Hopefully, we get the same result. Hopefully we get it.
I believe so. I mean, now, of course, Undisputed was big. Of course.
It was big. I think it plateaued. Yeah.
It did. But, what being on First Take, which is the biggest sports show.
And it's not close.
Yeah, it's not close by any means.
At least by TV standards.
Yeah, so with that being said, I think he's going to be able to reach another height that he wasn't able to get with Undisputed. And so I think that's a very positive thing. At least, to start off, the quick Monday and Tuesday before, I think it may expand.
Yeah.
I feel like it is because he does have a voice that, is polarizing that everybody wants to hear. He doesn't only just give you the football takes.
Yeah.
He talks about everything. Which a lot of these sportscasts do, but he's able to talk and speak about everything pretty decently. Especially football. And so I believe that eventually it's going to take off even more than what he did and be able to be a usual person on there. And so
I agree. And I think as much as I got to give credit to Stephen A. Smith, I also have to understand the headlines and reports that have been coming out about Disney and about ESPN. This is very much needed. This is very much needed.
Because they lose money. Yeah.
There's been reports that Apple wanted to buy him out. Disney entirely. Now I'm seeing reports about Amazon wanting to team up and make a streaming service with ESPN.
Yep.
So this is very much needed. We just reported on how many of the big $1 million faces they had cut earlier this year.
I mean, we just seen two of those $1 million faces go to FS1. Which was Keyshawn Johnson and Michael Irvin. And of course, they did add Richard Sherman as well.
Richard Sherman, legendary Hall of Famer.
Yes, one of the best cornerbacks ever. Yeah. And so, I mean, you see all of the people that they bought out. They bought out people like the broadcasters such as Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. These people who've been around forever and kind of made their name, and obviously they couldn't afford them.
Exactly.
And so
exactly. This is huge. And the thing about ESPN is that you definitely want to be aware of is that Stephen A. doesn't just do First Take. None of these people just do one show
at all.
They're doing segments. They're getting their own specialized segments. They're doing podcasts. They're doing YouTube promotions. They're doing the ESPN 30 for 30s. They're doing a lot of different things to get their faces out of there, to your point. So Stephen A. is much bigger than just a sports personality.
Yep.
He's so big he got a recurring role on a damn soap opera.
He does. And it's been going on for a minute.
It's been going on for a minute. So
one of the biggest soap opera. What is it? Young and the Reckless? Young and the Restless?
Young and the Reckless. That's what it was.
Young and the Reckless.
Might be a Stephen A. on there.
So I mean,
this is huge. Shout out to Shannon Sharpe, man. This is something we need to champion. This is Tyler Perry-esque. This that same just steady climate of being yourself and whatever your product is, if you commit to it, if you're good at it, there's an audience for it.
He's on
you know what I'm saying? You just got to work hard. That same work ethic he had to football, he took it right to TV.
He took it right to TV.
So, I want to applaud that.
He definitely, boosted himself and ran with it. He did a great job. Even with that being said, I would have to say we kind of got to shout out Skip for, kind of...
I don't have to shout out nothing.
Okay.
But what you expect from the show? Let's get that. Let's get to that. What do you expect from one of the loudest speaking debate shows we have versus two of the loudest personalities?
I think first of all, all right, just to get the bullshit out the way, it's going to be a bunch of loud ass fucking talking.
Okay.
We know that from the rip because they, like you said, they're both loud in general. I think it's going to be better because I feel like there's not going to just be a consistent of just like the banter, well, not just a bickering of back and forth. They'll be able to agree on they'll be able to agree a little bit more, which I would like to see just because, everything isn't always about, isn't always a fight and just like, all right, since you're going to take this take, I got to take this take and we have to be against each other all the time. But what I will say that I believe that, when it comes to certain things, they will Skip like a lot of people kind of almost back down to Stephen A. and like let him just take off and say whatever and just keep going with it.
Yeah.
I believe that he may be able to take that step and put it in and say like, nah, you're wrong. And I'm going to stand on you being wrong. And so I'm waiting for that part. I'm waiting for it to see when Stephen A is being able to like calm down and like not shut down a little bit, but kind of like, oh shit, all right. Now I have somebody who can kind of go back and forth with me and also tell me when I'm wrong. Instead of just kind of like, all right, Stephen A, well, because I think JJ Redick was able to be one of those people. Him and
for sure.
JJ Redick and my guy who got let go.
Max Kellerman.
Yeah. So those are the people that you so disagree with Stephen A. and it's like, oh damn, somebody actually can go against him. So I believe Shannon will be in that realm as well that can be able to do that. And so I'm waiting. I think he's gonna do well. I think he's gonna again like Shannon brings a following with him. From the club, Shay, from his time average, it brings a following with him. So I believe that it will just like increase it, and he'll be able to just take off with it.
I agree. I look forward to. So I want to see how skilled Shannon is without all the props and the antics. He was able to bring a lot of the like caricatureness of like just specific side of him to TV as well. Disney doesn't really do all that. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna be having Hennessy.
Disney don't play all that shit. So I'm interested to see how actually he is going to be going against, because, I mean, a lot of people may disagree, but you're talking to somebody that has to talk every single sport and know at least a minimum about every single thing and be able to debate it with the experts in these specific things.
I completely agree.
So he might not know a lot about boxing, but he got to be able to debate it with the boxing historians.
With the Max Kellermans.
With the soccer historians, with the baseball historians. So I'm interested to see just how skilled Shannon is going to be, because the thing about FS1 was it was a lot of regurgitation. It was the same.
It was a lot of football and a lot of basketball. That was it.
Cowboys, Eagles, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, LeBron, Michael Jordan, all the time. So
a lot. I agree with that. So now he has to be well versed in a lot of different things, which I believe is why they're starting him on the Monday and Tuesday. Because remember, Michael Irvin was the Monday and Tuesday that gave you that football take. And so I believe that's what's going to happen initially. But, we've seen him talk about basketball. So, now I feel like it's going to give him just a realm for him to actually diversify his portfolio to say, all right, now I got to dove into this baseball a little bit. Now I got to dove into the soccer a little bit. Now I got to dove into this and this and this. Because, Stephen A. even talked about UFC.
Yeah.
So,
they be cooking him for that because he don't be knowing shit about his shit, but he be out there sounding like he do.
He do.
Because
he definitely do.
The way he speaks and... So, yeah.
So, I mean, I believe...
I can't wait for this. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like a kid at Christmas, man. I can't wait for this.
September 4th, I'm going to definitely...
September 4th.
Hey, Labor Day, I'm going to be like, yo, all right.
I'm telling you.
What's going on here? So, I believe... Yeah. How do you feel about...